And if it's a long, narrow map like this with kind of red lettering, guess what? We're back into the expanding worlds. And this is episode 62. Oh my goodness. I'm surprised. I did check. I didn't see any new comments. So we don't have any names for ships or anything. Again, leave a comment down below for names for ships. Hey, I'm Kelly Jack. This here is How Not to Game with Kelly Jack. All aboard. Let's get going. See what we can do. Yes, I did switch that to a different mode. There's them red signs you're used to. And we're going to kind of take a look at refamiliarizing ourselves after a week away, almost, from Expanding Worlds, where I dove into Pack 128 Japan and Pack 64 German. And German is much different for a 64 pack because the graphics actually look slightly different. Definitely the controls are different. So if I suddenly start going crazy, you'll know why. I've been playing 128, which is a different set of controls, and Pack 64 German. I have a feeling that Pack 64 German is kind of a peek at where controls for the main game may be headed too. Hey, so let's take a peek at first the most important part. Are we making money? It's December. It's not been a good year for Cali Jack. For good old Scurracento, as we call him in this game. And his Onagi, his mule skinners, ain't doing so hot at making money. We've had a very bad year and a half here. So, it's time to start seeing what we can do to stop this negative trend. So first thing we do is, of course, go to our lists, go to our vehicles, settings, special filter, who's stuck and who has no route. Nobody. Okay, so that's not the issue. The issue then is we've added too much capacity somewhere. Or we have something that's not running at the moment. So, list time. Do I have any yellow lists? The Ale Granger. The All Oak Ale Granger has not moved in over a year. There's one. So let's go there and see what's going on. Oops, don't want to do it that way. We want to do it. Vehicle list, yeah, there's just one on it. It's got 64 tons of grain waiting. Where does that grain want to go? Let's find out. Via Oakham Station. And we're going to Oakham Station. So do we have the wrong type of thing? Or, oh, you know what? I just realized what happened. So we've got a 3-line train on a 2-square, 2-tile station. This has kicked this guy down. So 1, 2, and I guarantee you, if we sent him to the depot and took a look, he's a 3-tile train. So we need to expand both stations to 3-tile. And then back over here at Oakham Farmyard, we do need to come into our schedule for the line. Target him, correctly. Yeah, that's where he should go to, but he's doing a go down the line and do a turnaround. Hey, that's not kind of what I was after. Oh well. So we're going to insert this as our spot. Take that out. 100%. Whoops. Other direction. Go. He's going to pull forward. Now he'll load up and hopefully he'll be on the way. And because we're doing it this way and he's pulling in this way, that sort of tells me something's got him pathing that way. Oh, he's going to go take and deliver. Alright, we'll do him this way. Make him go around and pull in. And we will make certain that we did do it right by coming in and peeking at that schedule. And no, we did the wrong one. That's the 100%. There we go. But that'll at least get him moving. And it is time to start thinking about production boosts by getting people over here, like we did to the other farm, and how we can do that. And it's also time to start thinking about changing the orientation of this line to get rid of this and make this just like a spur down to here so we can service it more. I'm kind of thinking this is going to come up this side from now on. So I kind of want to lay him so he's going to go this way. And we're going to come all the way up to here-ish. And here's where it gets fun. We need to straighten the road. We're going to do that this way. Reconnect the road. Go ahead, bring us across. Something like that. And with this reconfigure, also going to kind of make a note here that this is going to be where the jog's going to be when we go to double line all the way across. I'm just doing that to remind myself of that. Take him in there. And it's time to start looking at what all went through at Oakham Farm. And that would be from Oakham Station. And our connections there were the tourism torrid. So let's take a peek at the tourism torrid. That's the other one we had. Does he have a waypoint? No waypoint. So he should, once we blow this connection here, be functioning the right way. And with the grain now moving back into our setup, we should be starting to recover at least one leg, and now we got to identify other spots. That we're going to need to bring our rail setup back into a better function. And this is just telling me that, yes, there's one more drift to occur. That done, now we can blow this. Get our signals up. Do the signal before the road crossing, always if you can. Try not to block a road. And then we're going to be nice, and we're going to go ahead and give it our double lining right in here. Neaten him up a little bit. Again, same thing, we're going to kind of reconfigure our signals to allow 2 trains onto this. There we go. Next up, because we just destroyed that, we need to connect him, and like this. There we go. Now he's got a path, and the Tauride will not be totally lost initially. And we can get rid of this section of rail here. Now, if this was a truly competitive game, I would probably, despite the financial disadvantage to doing so, leave my rails. And before anybody asks why, think about it. They're rail blocks. They block somebody else from taking that path. In Simutrans, you cannot do a grade crossing on each other. You have to do an at grade. You have to do a grade separation crossing, unless public service becomes involved, as we've shown. And other videos. 13 minutes, looking pretty good. I am going to start laying out some of this to be double lined right in here. Can blow that, get our signals reset here. Actually, I'm going to do that signal there so that we can do the full proper junction down the road. But for right now, there's not enough traffic to really justify what we're doing. And there, you can see that leaves the road open if somebody else is blocking him and he's got to wait there instead of blocking the road. That's what I was after. You may have even caught it in the corner of the screen. Remember, you don't want one way to block another way. That's the Cali way. It also won't let you build the signals on the road, usually. It tries to prevent it. So like bad spots for a signal where if this was a straight and the junction was here, to put the signal here, because then your train would sit and block the road. Any stage lines, anything like that using this road would then be totally toasted. Now, one thing I can do is start cleaning this up so that we can add a second platform in here. Clear that. I want to do a signal there. That's an out, and a signal here that is an in. There, that's where it was. Okay. Interesting. Not getting rid of my signal. Okay. There we go. Remove that signal. Why? Because we're going to do this. Now, what does this let us do? This lets us consider a passenger train add-on, which unfortunately requires us destroying farmland. And I don't like doing that because that reduces the output of the farm. Bad enough over time, the towns are going to grow into your territory. We're doing a bunch of short ones this morning. There'll be some longer ones this evening when I finally get back. I do have some work, and unfortunately it's going to keep me away for about 10 to 11 hours. Not all of that is the work time. Matter of fact, quite a bit of it is going to be wait for other people time. So that's just based on the rides and how I can get there. Oh, we got some bad signaling here. There we go. Let's see if that gets it. Yes. So I did have some bad signals and I needed to remove those. He's now in motion. We've got a much better flow. This is looking better, feeling better. And we've got to consider how to deal with this guy to get him more than 2 tiles worth. Because as we're growing, I think we'll see this is going to be another spot. 98 tons. Oh yeah, we need to start considering, and a lot of passengers. Wow. We need to add another one where they won't want to get to. Asheville. Via the central stop, Hillstead Central. So we all need to get them to Hillstead Central. So I think we need to do a town function cart over here. And the town has kind of grown over this way a little bit. This guy gets to here. Let's turn on station coverage for a moment. So town's mostly covered though. Just a couple buildings right now. We'll add it later. Come to Hillstead stop and then back. And we're just going to call that the harvester carriage. And what's our rule? This being this game, we got to tell it what year we started it in. What's our other rule? Well, we did also adjust a route, even though it was minor. So we need to find the Hillstead, the Oakham. Yokamale Granger, and we need to come into him. And we revised his route 1858. So that's actually a pretty good amount of time before we revised or even did an extension. I think that's really good. Yep. And this should improve our flow a little bit and let us remove a few things. So like I can take out the rail track to there. Now we are going to have constraints in this game for a long, long time until we start reconfiguring everything down the road. But that's going to come with growth. I can see that especially at Oakham, we may have to consider some different ways towards building that station. Maybe we might have to move the station outside of town, but maybe we might have to go to carts or trucks by that time to move the grain over to the brewery, and that might be an efficient way to do it. Yeah, we fixed that. I'm Callie Jack. This has been How Not to Game with Callie Jack. We're in the Expanding Worlds tutorial for Pack 64, Semi-Trans Pack 64. This has been episode 62. I'd like to thank everybody for giving a holler, giving a watch. Thank all of our new subscribers this week. And again, if you see something you'd like to get a name put on or have a better name for, leave it in a comment on the episode that you saw it in. I do check my comments, and I do try to interact with you guys. Can't promise how fast I'll get to it because I may be a few episodes ahead, but also, reminder, we got a new schedule. Saturday and Tuesday will be Expanding Worlds this week. Sunday and Wednesday is Pack 128 First Honest Try. Monday will be Japan, Pack 128. Thursday is the Pack 64 German. And Friday, you'll be tortured because I lost a bet with a buddy with my SimCity 4 Salt Lake City map, where I'm building my version of Salt Lake City, not the realistic. It's got nods to the real Salt Lake City, but it ain't in the right spots. Don't use it for trying to navigate around the valley. Have a better day than I'm having.